Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, French candidates, and generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson.
And I'm Brianna Valentine.
That's right, motherfuckers. Una isn't here.
No.
It is a huge bummer. Brianna, as you know, is the editor of this wonderful podcast, so we have her on while Una is under about 4 feet of snow in Buffalo right now.
Please stay safe. Please, please.
Yeah, it's she's either driving back on the Ohio Turnpike right now, or she is still hanging out with family under a bunch of snow, and it's not great all the way around.
But she did give us permission to make as many jokes as we could about it. So
it's
wonderful.
She did tell me that her cats are thriving without her.
Oh,
like
no.
That they're being adorable to their sitters in ways that they are not with her.
They're putting on a good front.
Well, I mean, her oldest cat is what's the word I'm looking for? A complete asshole. He's one of those demon cats you hear about. Where
oh my god,
90% asshole, then the 10% nice cat wins it over.
So someone who I used to play D&D with actually had a cat named Templeton who was the same way.
That's the perfect name for an asshole cat, though.
I know.
Oh, goddamn. Well, for today's episode, I figured, we're kind of in that part of the year where YouTube is nothing but year-end lists and like top 10 worst songs of the decade and all that shit. So, we don't really have a thing like that here. I'm not going to do a top 10 worst candidates who ran this year.
Oh, God.
It'd just be weird LaRouche types and all of that. But now that states are finalizing their midterm results, I feel comfortable doing a kind of a tales of the midterms for third parties.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a shorter episode, so you can spend more time with family, or this could be like, a short visit outside of family if you want. But yeah, so I figure we'll start off with just a general overview of how things went for third parties in this midterm. Spoiler alert, not great. And then a couple fun stories that were very interesting to read in the wake of all of this. So yeah, so there were some successes, but for about, I would say 97% of third parties, they've fallen for previous levels of success.
Sure.
Things are just getting worse for almost everyone. So on the good side, when looking at federal and statewide races, and for statewide, like running for governor or attorney general and things like that, there were 27 third parties that made it onto the ballot this year in all 50 states.
Wow. Okay.
Of those, 5 made their election debut. Of these, there is the ACT Party of West Virginia. ACT, which stands for Americans Coming Together.
Okay.
Best I could tell, they're a libertarian-ish party. Because I don't think West Virginia has an official libertarian party. They're founded by a former Republican state delegate, and they seem to be, they're planning on running for governor in 2024. In one of their state delegate races, their founder got 40% of the vote. So,
wow.
Yeah, well, he was running against just a Republican, but it was still much, much closer. So, yeah, they almost kind of came out the gate being immediately successful, but not so much. There is the Colorado Center Party, which continues the tradition of regional centrism.
Okay.
You kind of get that with the United Utah Party right now, that's doing fine. Yeah, but there's a multitude of centrist parties. The Independent Connecticut Party, the Moderate Party of Rhode Island. It's just kind of a simple road to take, which is also why national centrism really doesn't catch on.
Yeah.
The Keystone Party of Pennsylvania, who split from the Libertarian Party after the Mises Caucus took everything over and got all COVID denialist, racist, and heavily seditionist.
Good for them for getting out.
It really is impressive. They got out and established an official party within months.
Wow.
So it really shows how amazing those people are, and probably how detrimental it's going to be to lose them from the main Libertarian Party.
Yeah, 100%. And based on recent trends, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. There's the Liberty Caucus Party.
Okay.
Which is one guy from Iowa.
How did he get on the ballot? Is one guy?
Yeah, this is one guy. He formed the Liberty Caucus Party. He's the only member. He's one guy. And as tradition is apparently for this midterms, he's a former libertarian who left after the Mises Caucus took over.
He's real about that liberty.
Oh, yeah. And finally, and probably most frustratingly, there is the Medical Freedom Party of New York.
Oh, God. No, I don't. Yep. I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's as bad as you think it is. They are mad that people wear masks, that there's a vaccine, that hydroxychloroquine's right there, you idiots. Just fucking drink it, shit.
Oh, my God.
Drink the horse paste.
As someone who works in healthcare, my insides are screaming.
Yeah. Because you don't have that delicious apple flavoring that the horses get.
Yeah, no, it's just let's all join together on the farm and take some, why don't we?
It's wild. I've said this many times before. New York has a weird system where you can kind of create sub parties.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were one of the new ones this year. They endorsed a lot of Republicans, but they had one candidate that just ran as a Medical Freedom Party candidate.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how they technically get on this list. But
All right.
other than that one candidate in the ACT Party in West Virginia, none of them did particularly well. But, as they say, getting on the ballot is an honor in and of itself.
Yeah.
So the thing is, of these 27 parties that got on the ballot, only 5 of them were able to make it into more than 5 races. This includes the Legal Marijuana Now Party.
Oh, I love it.
They got onto the ballot in 8 races, and that's mostly because the Democratic Party in Nebraska sucks. They are. I got into a minor Twitter fight with them.
Oh, okay.
When I noted that they got into as many statewide races as the Legal Marijuana Party and the Libertarian Party.
Ooh.
And they came back and was just like, well, we got this many people on the ballot and all across the state. Failed to notice they got less people on the ballot this year than they did in 2020. They are not doing well.
Is it just because they're not getting funding from like the national party, or are they just like shit at what they do?
Probably a mix of both. The thing I've seen with a lot of red state Democratic parties is you have a lot of old guard who do not want to relinquish power, which means they don't want to grow and they don't want to change or do anything new.
Yeah.
And so that often ends with people just not caring and not joining, so they can't get on ballots. But also not getting funding from the main party too.
Yeah.
So the Legal Marijuana Party ran candidates for Attorney General and Auditor in Nebraska. For Attorney General, they ran a guy named Larry Bollinger who got 30% of the vote.
Okay.
Yeah, did a pretty decent job. After that, we have the Working Class Party, founded in 2016 in Detroit. And they are this year's champion of the 60 dozen or so socialist or communist parties here in America.
All right. Oh, my goodness.
They are Trotskyists, which means they like communism as described by Trotsky.
Okay.
Yeah, I suck at communist theory.
No, same here. And like every time that we talk about it, I'm like, I can't. It's my brain is smooth brain. There are no wrinkles.
Yeah, I try as I might. I really want to learn it, but it all just seems like minute differences and things like that. But I give them credit that they didn't break off from an existing party. They were just running their own Trotskyist newspaper and decided to run for office in Detroit.
Nice.
They've been building up their presence in Michigan, and this year ran candidates in Maryland and Pennsylvania. Apparently, they ran a candidate here in Chicago for alderman, so we might get that again. Yeah, their guy, I think his name's Joe Hershey, got 8% of the vote. But yeah, so they did really well. They got into the ballot on 9 ballots this year, so pretty good showing for them. And then we move on to the 3 major minors. Tied for second with 35 races is the ultra-conservative Constitution Party and the environmentally ultra-progressive Green Party.
Oh my God, not the Constitution.
Yeah, so 35 is about what you would expect for the Constitution Party. I mean, that's it. Yeah. You can get on the ballot in Idaho, and I forget where else. Mainly Idaho is where they have the most showing. But this really speaks poorly for the Green Party. They're usually somewhere between the Libertarians and the Constitution Party, so to be tied is not great.
Yeah.
Not only that, their most successful federal candidate of the cycle is congressional candidate Michael Kerr of California's 10th District. He's a gardener, but more importantly, he is a 9/11 conspiracy theorist.
Jesus Christ, there it is.
On his campaign website, though, he is offering, quote, a reward of $100,000, which he is going to take out of his home equity for the first person that can prove to my satisfaction that our government didn't plan, manage, or cover up the events of the 9/11 attacks, which he misspells.
Wait,
attacks only has 1 T. So that might be the typo. Like, you can prove the attacks, but can you prove the attacks? I think not.
Yeah, that's where the stipulation is. That way he doesn't have to dip into the equity. It's like it wasn't the 2 T's.
It's like, man, I don't want to take your home, but I'm sure like the things that will give him satisfaction of, oh, you have government email servers you can show me. You can like show me every email that the FBI got within a 10-year period.
He rips off the masks. He's an NSA agent. Ha! No. Gotcha.
Yeah, because like the rest of his platform, which is everything, it's everything you've heard someone talk about in a dorm filled with a little too much pot smoke is on his ballot. And a lot of it's good shit, like Medicare for all, Green New Deal, reparations. It's all there. And then he's like, but 9/11, man, we got to talk about.
It's like always that one thing. Like last time it was like, oh, rent is too damn high because of Jewish people. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like sometimes it's just a simple explanation. Like sometimes it's just terror. Sometimes it's just capitalism.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the world is bad and you have to accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really kind of should be a wake-up call to the Green Party, which is still very much old guard that does not want to give up control, to the point that there is a youth movement within the party that is constantly losing some of their best candidates.
No.
Great example, Kenneth Maya, who ran for Congress, I believe, on the Green Party ticket a number of years ago, just this year won the comptroller race for LA County, mainly just by running billboards listing the budget of the LAPD compared to everything else.
Sit the fuck down. That's incredible.
Yeah. He was also known for campaigning with inflatable Pikachus. He's just a fun Gen Zer. He's a fun guy.
I was just about to ask if he's Gen Z because I was like, that speaks to my soul. And I was like, yeah, that's 100% a Gen Z right there.
No, he's a great guy. And the Green Party lost him because they can't really offer him anything.
God.
They can't give him good support. They can't give you reliable funding. And so they're just kind of flailing. But they did have a bit of success. And that's most notably, they fought the state of North Carolina to keep their gubernatorial candidate, Matthew Hoh, on the ballot after the Democratic Majority Board of Election voted to remove them due to fraudulent petition signatures. So it's a little fuckier than that, because when the Board of Elections voted, they didn't give a reason and then just cut off public viewing of the proceedings.
Okay. Wow.
It's kind of because the race was going to be, it was their senatorial candidate, gubernatorial. But yeah, it was because it was a tight race between Ted Budd and Sherry Beasley. Okay. It's that whole argument that, Green Party going to take votes. So we got to get them off.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're going to steal the vote.
Green Party voters and screwing them over.
God, unbelievable.
But it kind of seems like they had a bit of a good reason for being worried about these fraudulent votes. The main issue, though, is that they kicked them off the ballot, sent it to a court decision, and courts could decide if they could get back on, but they wouldn't be able to decide until after the deadline. So they wouldn't be able to put on the ballot anyway. It'd just be kind of an apology and move on.
Sure. Okay.
So they sued. A federal judge said, no, put them on the ballot after you do your findings. And of the 22,000 signatures they submitted, they needed 13,000. They only cleared that by 1,600.
Ooh.
It's reported that part of the problem was the Green Party, like other parties, hired an outside company to collect petition signatures. And that company might have fudged a lot of signatures.
Yikes. Well, I guess they're not getting hired anymore.
No, they're not. But they barely made it onto the ballot. And if they hadn't, then the Constitution Party would have gotten more ballots than the Green Party nationwide.
Wow.
And at that point, you just have to start firing people.
Yeah.
As for actual elections, the Greens won 14 partisan races nationwide. Their biggest win came from their incumbent mayor, Bruce Delgado, who's been the mayor of Marina, California since 2008. He ran unopposed this year and is the longest-serving Green Party candidate. And their other wins were mostly for water boards or town government spots. It's just nice, small victories.
Cool.
The Constitution Party, as a tradition, didn't win anything.
Hey!
Mainly because they don't have a party website and they don't really have much behind the curtain.
That is unbelievable to me. In the year of our Lord, 2022, almost 3, you don't have a website? Do they have socials or anything?
I think their state delegates do. Like, state branches might have a few.
Okay, y'all. Can you just hire a 20-year-old? Do the boat trend on TikTok. Do something.
Look, the Constitution doesn't say anything about a website, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you. Which brings us to the third-party champions of these midterms. Making it onto the ballot in 185 races is the Libertarian Party. But despite this, the Libertarians might have had the worst year of all of the parties.
Okay, we take small victories, I guess.
Yeah. So as we talked about in the past, the Libertarians had a bit of a breakup, a bit of a divorce amongst caucuses, where the League of the South endorsed and founded Mises Caucus, took over the party, and the Pragmatic Caucus, which is like, we would like a lot of freedoms. We know we're not gonna ban seatbelts or age of consent.
Yikes.
Yeah, like we're gonna say no to that side of the party.
Alongside Night scarred me with that, like, not gonna lie.
Oh my god, what a fucking movie. It's the most libertarian, it's the most Mises Caucus Party movie ever. Especially because in the opening there's that coin flipping and it's
Oh
got
yeah.
Ludwig von Mises on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the party had a really ugly divorce between the Pragmatic Caucus and the terminally online Mises Caucus. So getting on the ballot was a bit tough this time around, or at least having a united front was really, really tough. And the thing that made it even worse is after the 2020 election, the party had 2 elected state representatives for the first time in the party's history. So there's John Andrews of Maine, who in 2020 won a second term as a Republican, but 1 month after winning, he joined the Libertarian Party. It's a huge win for them. The thing, though, is the Libertarian Party lost official party status in Maine during this divorce. So 1 year after joining, John left and rejoined the GOP.
Aha.
But they still had one guy who straight up won it in 2020, Marshall Burt of Wyoming, who we talked about briefly 2 years ago. So he had a shocking defeat of the Democratic incumbent in his district by 9%. And the problem, though, is that when the Mises Caucus took over, the new leadership expressed financial disdain towards the program that helped Marshall get elected in the first place. He was elected via the Frontier Project, where the whole goal was find libertarian-friendly areas in the western United States, seek out races where there are only one major party candidate running, and ensure a libertarian is running in those, and then fund the fuck out of them.
Sure. Okay.
And it resulted in Marshall winning and getting first place, which in my book, it's the first time they ever won a state rep race. That's a victory. No matter how much money you spent everywhere else, that's a win.
Yeah, and like actually being proactive about funding your candidates and like doing a big job instead of, just like rushing at the end, so.
But shortly after the Mises Caucus won control of the party, they expressed that they had spent too much money for such little gain.
Ow!
And the guy who was running the Frontier Project, when approached by this by, I believe it was Reason Magazine, the online libertarian preeminent outlet, essentially said, "This is the first time hearing of this. They told you what?" And so, yeah, the Frontier Project essentially got shut down for being too expensive.
Oh my God.
So this year, Marshall ends up facing a GOP candidate and construction manager named Cody Wiley. And without the Frontier Project support, Cody Wiley wins 75-25 over incumbent Marshall Burt.
Wow.
And now the Libertarians have nothing.
Sit.
One fucking term and they have goddamn nothing. But hey, we don't need state reps when we have 10 local races that we won.
Oh, okay.
Which is 4 less than the Green Party, I might add. So yeah, they end up now their big win this year was they won a member on the town council of Ossian, Indiana.
Okay.
Which is like a very small town. They have a few people on township boards and town boards as well. They got 2 justices of the peace.
Okay.
In Kentucky, which is like a combination of a judge and a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they handle misdemeanors that real judges don't want to handle.
Are they? Oh no, wait. I was thinking of sovereign citizens.
Oh no.
I was like, is it even gonna matter if it's not the right flag?
Oh my God. No, it's just like, I ran a red light. You're my judge for this. And it being a libertarian judge, I'm sure they're going to be like, lights aren't real.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Were you wearing a seatbelt? No. Great.
Guilty. Fucking guilty. Yeah, so it's a really, really fucking sad year for the Libertarians. Yeah. And I'm sure it's only going to get worse as they hemorrhage members.
Yeah. And... But you know what? I don't feel bad for them anymore.
There's no reason to feel bad for them right now. It's spend 5 minutes on Twitter looking at the party's account, and it's just, they're constantly calling for a national divorce.
Oh my God.
As if it's like, a more pristine way of saying civil war.
Yeah.
They're just the dumbest individual. I got into an argument with them about whether price gouging is bad. Actually, price gouging good? Because if a business can decide where to send a product, then they can send it to where it's needed the most.
Yeah, because that's absolutely what
Yeah, well, I mean, and anytime you ask the question of like, well, what about poor people? People get real silent in that party. They get real fucking quiet.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, God, decrease the surplus population, I guess.
Oh my God. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the fucking season. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the Libertarian Party does in the next 2 years. I don't know if the Pragmatic Caucus is going to stage a coup and take the party back, but damage has been done. I don't have the confidence that these people can attain ballot status, because a lot of these people are on the ballot because of the work the Pragmatic Caucus did.
Right. No, I feel like it's just a bunch of people like tripping over their own dicks and they're just gonna fall flat at some point.
Yeah. But if I had to declare a real third-party winner of the midterms, there's a real clear choice, and that is the Vermont Progressive Party. So the party is founded in Burlington in 1981 and successfully won their first ever mayoral race that year by running little-known leftist Bernie Sanders.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah. So they didn't discover Bernie Sanders. He was discovered by the Liberty Union Party, which is kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? When you do something for yourself.
I'm blanking too, but
it's sort of like a vanity project for a guy named Paul Diamondstone.
Okay.
Great name, but yeah, he very much was running like an ultra left party, ran Bernie a couple of times, really didn't do well. Mm-hmm. But then the Vermont Progressive Party comes along, they have the means to get Bernie elected to his first major job and essentially led him to Senate.
Wow.
And so in 1999, the party goes statewide. And since then, they've regularly been winning seats in the state legislature since 2009. And this year, they did lose one seat in the state Senate and one in the state House, but they still hold 12 seats total, which for a third party is better than zero.
Yeah, that's great.
Plus, they also won the lieutenant governor race this year.
Really? All right, let's go.
Their candidate, David Zuckerman, did hold the seat from 2017 to 2021, but he dropped out to run for governor. The long-term governor of Vermont, Phil Scott, is a Republican.
Okay.
And he crushed Dave Zuckerman 68 to 27.
Ooh, ow.
So he ran for his old seat again this year, easily won it back, making him the highest ranking third party member in the nation. And in my opinion, it's very hilarious to have a super leftist be the lieutenant governor of a Republican.
Yeah, no. It's making me think back to the times where separate parties were, vice president and president, God. Just like how that would go.
Oh my God, not well. It's why they had to stop it after one term.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I'm here for that drama.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, all in all, not the best of elections for third parties. But that doesn't mean there aren't at least two really good stories that we got out of it.
Yes.
And for the first, we got to head off to Appalachia, specifically to a town of about 2,500 people, Timberville, Virginia. This year, the town held elections for 3 of the 7 seats on town council. Of the 3 incumbents, only one, a woman by the name of Sharon Jones, would choose to run for re-election. Shortly after that, town planning commissioner Sarah Berry entered the race. But the problem hit when the deadline passed and Sharon and Sarah were the only people who had entered the race.
Oh,
meaning you got to have a third person running, or you're just going to have an empty seat. And I'm not sure if anyone had any plan on how to fill that. But one of the upsides is that they allow write-in candidates very easily. You don't have to, like in other places here in Chicago, you have to petition to be a write-in candidate. Mm. In Timberville, no. It's a small town, no one cares. Mm-hmm. So a guy by the name of Kevin Farmer entered the race, and he was a member of the Town Planning Commission. I don't think he was a commissioner. I couldn't find it on the website, so I think he's just like, I don't know, got a subscription. So he entered the race as a write-in, and no one else followed, meaning that all 3 are guaranteed to win a seat so long as no one else enters the race. Enter Isaac Kelly.
I fucking knew it.
I don't really know what Isaac does for work, but I kind of assume that he works for his family's business, Second Wind Firearms. He has stated that he's working on opening his own auto shop in town, but is still working on funding and logistics. But then again, he also might just be temporarily unemployed because he only just graduated from high school in June.
Wait, is that allowed?
Yeah, he's 19. He can run. He's a 19-year-old.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And so in an interview with the Harrisonburg Daily News Record, Isaac would state that he'd always had an interest in running for something. Quote, "It was something that I wanted to do, but I guess because of my age, I didn't want to run and not get elected." So, I mean, he has a lot of honest stuff. When he was initially asked why he ran, he said, "I don't know. I really don't know."
I'm sorry, as a gifted kid burnout, this is just reading gifted kid burnout to me. Like, he's not here like shooting the shit before college. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to get myself elected because I can.
I mean, not going to lie. Isaac reminds me of like the country kids I grew up with in high school. Like, redneck as fuck, but, gifted, just burnout and tired and just like, I guess I'll fucking do this. Why not? So he held off from entering until about the latest he could have, Election Day. On the morning of the election, Isaac grabbed a whiteboard and wrote in 3 different color of Sharpie, "Write in Timberville Town Council, Isaac Kelly." And when I say morning, it was just barely morning because he didn't start campaigning outside the town's one polling location until noon.
Oh my God. I love my generation so much.
He had missed 6 hours of voters by the time he started running, which left him about 7 hours to try to pull off a surprise win.
Oh my God.
Isaac noted that a lot of the voters who greeted him were pretty skeptical that this was some sort of like TikTok prank or something, like
yeah, valid.
Like kids fucking around. But he noted that working at his parents' gun shop allowed him to build closer relationships with the people in town. So it made it a lot easier for him to convince people it wasn't a joke. When the Daily News Record asked him why he pulled the trigger and ran, he said, quote, "I kind of sat here the morning of and pondered on it back and forth. I thought I had not a lot, but some to offer to the town council as a younger voice."
Oh my God, we love a humble king. We do.
Isaac is cool as fuck. And the more I thought about it, it was about 11:30. I decided I want to go down and run. Like, I know if it was me at that age, I think I would have woken up at 11 and made the decision. So I at least have the admiration he was probably up at around 9, maybe 10.
Oh my God, help.
But the thing is that since the race had been a 3-person race all year, I don't think the 3 candidates ever campaigned.
Sure, yeah.
No reason to. So the 7 hours outside the polling station more than likely made Isaac the most active candidate in the race.
Oh my God, I love it.
And the reward for entering the race day of with nothing more than a whiteboard and a whim was a 3rd place finish.
Oh my God. So he got one of the seats, is it?
Isaac got 100 votes, which was 18 more than Kevin Farmer got.
Isaac, yes! Represent us, yes!
He is the youngest person that the town thinks has ever represented them.
Oh
There's
my
another,
God.
like, I think 20-year-old mayor from a town over that was like, "Yep, best of luck."
Oh my God. I'm so proud.
Isaac has stated that he's not interested in being, like a firebrand on the council. He's actually really cordial in everything he's talking about. It's like the mayor's done a great job. The town staff's super friendly. The town council does well. One of his former teachers is on the town council.
Can you imagine? Like, I can't imagine like being on the same council as like my history teacher. Like I could, but it's like, I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Hey, coworker, do you like big coworkers here? I know I do.
That is me at my job right now.
And he didn't have a platform when he started running, but he kind of has one now, and I love it.
Yay.
One of them is he wants to legalize the use of golf carts on unlined roads, which is apparently something that at least 3 towns in the county do already.
What's the benefit?
You could travel without a car.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Really good for elderly people too, who might not be the best at driving above a certain speed.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God.
The other thing he wants to do is offer more town events, specifically like family events. Where he went to high school was in the neighboring town of Broadway, and I took a look at their town website, and yeah, they have a lot of like wholesome, fun events. They have like a bluegrass festival. There's a Christmas thing. There's a town-wide yard sale that happens, and Timberville doesn't have any of that. And he said, "I'm actually kind of jealous of what Broadway gets to do, so I want to bring that to the town."
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. He's, not trying to do anything weird or crazy. He's just doing simple shit, which is what you need on a town council.
Yeah, no, like that's just pure wholesomeness, and it just seems all around just wanting the betterment of the town, which is what it should be.
Yeah, and he's lived in this town his whole life, clearly loves it. And like, yeah, that's the right man you want for the job. So yeah, Isaac said he hopes to one day rise through the political ranks, that this is probably a good foot in the door situation. And yeah, here's hoping he's not the worst and we just didn't read about it.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very hopeful for Isaac's career, and I can't wait to see the presidential campaign in the future.
Oh my God.
ends up just being like, you know what? If you guys just want to vote for me, I'll stand outside.
God, that'd be amazing. I will say, part of the research, his parents are very hardcore Trumpists.
Oh.
But, kids are often the opposite of what their parents want them to be.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He's only 19. He's got time.
I did find it very amusing looking at their gun shop Facebook. They have a Trump-themed gun, and all I could think is, like, that thing's got to shoot like shit.
Yeah.
Themed guns are typically not the best call.
No.
But that's enough for Virginia. I think we need to go to the Great White North here.
Nice.
So now we head off to Alaska's 39th State House District. Located straight across the Bering Sea from Russia, the district comprises the town of Nome and a smattering of rural towns and island communities. And it's here we meet Tyler Ivanov. So Tyler doesn't have a ton of public history, but what's there is kind of great. We know in 2005, he got his bachelor's degree in civil engineering from the University of Alaska Fairbanks. He'd moved to the town of Elam, and in 2010 would be elected vice mayor. And in 2012, he would get a promotion and serve a 2-year term as mayor. Between 2014 and 2019, he would move to the island town of Shishmaref, where he would work in the town's elementary school as the secretary, media aide, and coach of the boys' basketball team.
Aww.
Oh, and he's also the coach of the Elam elementary school basketball team as well.
Oh, I love that.
And in 2019, he even made international news. So while he was out searching for firewood, Tyler found an old green glass bottle, and inside is a good old-fashioned rolled-up piece of parchment.
Oh my God.
He gets a bunch of tools because the cork is not that easy to remove, and I don't know why he didn't want to break the bottle. I guess it's more valuable that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he gets the message out, opens it up, and it's entirely in Russian.
I love Animal Crossing New Horizons.
It's a recipe for a bench.
Sorry.
And so he does what, I think anyone of his generation would do, and he puts it on Facebook and asks if anyone can read Russian.
I love that.
In which, in Alaska, it's not that far of a shot because Russia did colonize Alaska first, so plenty of Russian speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And within a short amount of time, he found someone who was able to translate it. And it said, quote, "Heartfelt greetings from Russian Far Eastern Fleet and ship Sulak. When you find this bottle, please let us all know at Vladivostok 43 Sulak. Wishing you good health, long life, and happy sailing." And it was signed by Captain Anatoly Botsanenko, and he requested that whoever found this to write him back and supplied his home address.
Dang!
It turns out it'd been floating in the sea for exactly 50 years when Tyler found it.
Wow.
Yeah, thrown off the edge of the ship in 1969, found in 2019.
Oh my God.
So Russia won, would track down Anatoly, who was quite aged at the time, and at first Anatoly's like, I don't think I did that. And then he showed his signature, is like, well, I guess it is me. And then they told him his ship had been torn apart for scrap metal, and he cried on TV, and that was that.
Oh my God, wait, that's it?
Russian ending.
No! And then he cried the end?
Yep, it's good Russian. That's a Soviet end. Everything you love is gone, old man.
Should just read Crime and Punishment.
I will not, and you cannot make me.
Oh my God, no, never again.
In 2020, the urge to run for public office was back, and Tyler set his sights on running for state house in the Democratic primary. The thing, though, is he would have to defeat local nepotism baby and incumbent Neil Foster.
Ooh.
So the Fosters are kind of a big deal in the Nome area. He was the third generation of the Fosters to be a state rep in this area. His grandfather, Willie, served the district right after Alaska became a state. His dad, Richard, was the rep from 1989 until 2009. And when his father died of a heart attack in 2009, Neil was given the job as a consolation, as a sorry for your loss. Here's a job. And it's pretty much just the Foster family's birthright at this point, and has rarely ever been challenged. And when Tyler challenged Neil in 2020, it would be the first primary challenge for Neil since 2012. And it was mostly thanks to something called the Alaska Permanent Fund. So the fund is a constitutionally required thing that takes the profits that the state makes from their oil reserves and passes it on to everyone in Alaska. Everyone gets a cut.
Wow.
So in 2019, this resulted in every Alaskan getting $1,600.
Okay.
But the problem is, in 2020, that the legislature started running into budget deficits. So they decided to dip into the permanent fund and use that to pay off the deficits. And then whatever was left could go to the populace.
Just like without voting, without asking anyone, they just did it.
Yep, just did it.
Oh my God.
Which, it wasn't the biggest of issues for people in, say, Anchorage, where it's like a few $100s difference.
Mm-hmm.
But for folks in rural Alaska who literally have to fly for groceries or medical care, there. That $1,600 means, as Tyler would say, whether or not families could afford winter clothes, whether or not you could fix your snowmobile for basic travel, or even afford basic heat.
Yeah.
And in particular, the 39th district is noted as one of the most impoverished in the whole state. So if you expected a dividend to be a few $100s more than you got, that's going to have a very drastic effect on your yearly plans. So in 2020, Tyler would ultimately lose the Democratic primary, but only by 100 votes. And this was the closest race Neil had ever faced in his life. Which brings us to 2022. Once again, Tyler's going to face off against Neil. But this time, though, he would avoid the primary. One of the advantages he had first time around was the pandemic, and you kind of got to fly if you want to, meet your constituents. And since the pandemic kept everyone on the ground, he was on the same footing as Neil Foster. But even worse, the Democratic Party really loves Neil Foster, and there was no way in hell they were going to support anyone else in that primary.
Sure.
So he's gonna run third party. In particular, he became a candidate for the secessionist Alaskan Independent Party.
Oh, yeah.
The thing, though, is when you read Tyler's platform, it doesn't really mesh with the far-right conservative nature of the AKIP. So the main topic is, he still wants to protect the permanent fund from being raided to pay for state debts and wanted to pass a constitutional amendment to ban the practice. But he also pressed for hiring more locals for education jobs. He noted there's a lot of overturn in rural Alaskan schools, and they always try really, really hard to get outsiders to come in and teach.
Okay.
He notes that, if you get more locals in there, you can have a stronger focus on tribal and environmental knowledge.
Yeah,
so he can help keep tradition going. He wants to train locals to be public safety officers. One of the major issues I didn't know about until this election was rural Alaska has no cops.
Really?
No state police really to speak of. If a crime happens, it's going to be a few hours.
Dang.
And so one of the things is to start having kind of local cops or local citizen boards, which is kind of what, a lot of abolish the police folks talk about doing, is having community caring for itself.
Right. No, because who knows the community but the community?
Exactly. And so on top of this, he wanted to fully fund body cameras for every single public safety officer and cop.
Wow.
And finally, he wanted to ensure continuation of the PCE program and the Village Safe Water program. So, not a lot of this is typical AKIP stuff, except maybe the permanent fund.
Sure, yeah.
But there's a simple explanation as to why he ran AKIP. He fucked up. So when Tyler went to submit his candidacy, he meant to file as an independent, but accidentally checked the box for AKIP, and they just let it slide.
See, honestly, I can't fault him because I'd do that shit.
Well, and I understand it too, because the Alaskan Independent Party is a major party in Alaska. It's recognized by the state and gets ballot status easily. And so, he's just an accidental AKIP candidate.
And I could see it being I'm going to run independent. Oh, cool. There's already a group for that. Check.
I'm Alaskan. I'm independent. Let's go with this. He would mention that despite his mistake, the Alaskan Independence Party had been really nice to him. And despite them having drastically different opinions on things, they bonded over their similarities and offered him at least some support for his race. On the campaign trail, Tyler would still have to face an incredibly well-funded Neil Foster. Neil had been able to fundraise 7 times that of what Tyler had gotten. Tyler had only gotten one kind of, I guess you could say, shady, or at least major donation. And when questioned about that, the woman who is the CEO of the Bering Strait Native Fund said, "Oh, he's my cousin, so I donated to him." And Tyler has family all over the district, so it just made sense. So on top of that, Neil is also very rich himself. He owns his own plane, so he has the advantage to fly to every single rural town and island community all over the district.
Rude, unfair.
Not only that, his fuel was partially paid for by a super PAC made up of oil and telecommunications executives. Neil sucks. Neil sucks a lot.
Yeah.
And so since Tyler didn't really have the money, and at this time he's also teaching 4th grade over the summer, he can't do this. He can't travel.
Yeah.
So he just goes to his home, logs onto Facebook, and messages every single person who claims to live in the district personally.
Oh my god. Look, put in the work, a man of the people.
And like I said, he has family all over the district, so they start campaigning on his behalf in all their little towns.
Oh my god.
So the thing, though, is it wouldn't quite be enough. It would take a couple days after the election to finally get the total, but it did end with Tyler losing by 92 votes this time.
92. Oh my god.
But had he won, he would have been the very first AKIP candidate to win an election since 1992.
Ah,
And it by
my
complete
heart.
fucking accident.
Oh my God. No.
So one of the things I think he has a chance if he runs again in 2024.
Mhm.
Because the district was noted for having the lowest voter turnout across the state too, at like 17%.
Oh my God.
Because I don't think all of these little towns had a polling station, that they probably had to fly places to do shit.
Yeah.
And so I think all he needs is just a little more push and a little more support. He very well could win.
Yeah. Messaging people personally on Facebook, like the amount of effort that takes as
Yeah.
someone who has had to recruit people for shows and just typing away.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's like if everyone in the district is on Facebook, that's 10,000 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope the best for Tyler. But yeah,
F's in the chat for Tyler.
But yeah, I mean, I tried to find another fun story, but most of them were just real depressing. Are you familiar with Ammon Bundy?
It sounds super familiar, and I'm like nervous.
Yeah, so Ammon Bundy is the son of Cliven Bundy, who led an armed standoff with the Bureau of Land Management in like the 2010s-ish, I believe.
For why?
Because the Bureau of Land Management, Cliven Bundy lives in Nevada, and the Bureau of Land Management lets farmers graze on public land for a fee, and Cliven Bundy thought that's bullshit. Back in the 1800s, we used to just be able to go on that land, and I think we should now. And so he just constantly refused to pay the Bureau of Land Management. So they sent him a bill, and when he didn't pay it, they said they were gonna repossess his cows. And so Cliven got a fuck ton of guns and sovereign citizens and militia types and held an armed standoff with them and the FBI until the FBI just left.
They just said not worth my time, and it just diffused.
So fucking dumb. If it's going to be Ruby Ridge again, at least make it like...
Oh, God.
Yeah. But with Ammon, things get weird. So Ammon decided to kind of have his own standoff with the FBI. So in 2016, Ammon Bundy leads an occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. There were some ranchers nearby had been burning off brush on land that was not theirs. It was national park land, and had gotten arrested by the government for arson. And essentially, the Malheur National Wildlife occupation was a protest to try to get them released from prison, despite the fact that the people who did the arson said, "Don't fucking do this. We did the arson.
No, we're standing by you."
Yeah, so Ammon Bundy and a bunch of militias and sovereign citizen types take over the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge Center in Oregon and just kind of hold it for a little over a month, about 40 days, kind of turn it into their own little place. The FBI is just kind of watching from the distance, waiting for people to just get bored. Probably one of my favorite things. They set out a call for people to send them supplies. And this is around the time that someone on the internet discovered that Amazon was selling 40-gallon drums of lube.
No way.
Yeah, that's a fuck ton of lube. People started sending sex toys.
Oh my God, I'm crying. That reminds me of when Roe v. Wade got overturned and everyone on TikTok was sending hangers.
Yes. And so, yeah, it eventually fell apart just because you can't keep a bunch of militia types and sovereign citizen types from different groups in the same room together and not have them start fighting each other.
Yeah.
And eventually some people got arrested and, they left. But 26 of them, including Ammon Bundy, got arrested for federal felony conspiracy offenses and other charges. And almost all the charges were dropped because the FBI fucked up.
Oh my God.
It's essentially, I believe what it was is they had an informant within the group, and there's just some paperwork fucked up. And so Ammon Bundy leads a 40-day takeover of federal property and gets no punishment whatsoever.
No.
Which means he's empowered to do more. So in the COVID times, he rebrands himself as an anti-vaxxer, as a medical freedom guy. Leads a lot of protests across the state, protests the Idaho stay-at-home order, ends up building a pretty big name for himself. And in 2022, this year, he ran independently for governor of Idaho. I would like for you to guess, percentage-wise, what did he get?
Oh my God, for governor.
I'll
Oh my
remind you, there
God.
is a Republican and Democratic candidate in this race.
Okay, I'm hoping it's at least under 20.
It is. It is.
Okay, good.
He came in third with 17% of the vote,
Ah,
3% behind the Democratic nominee.
that's still so disappointing.
It's
That's still so upsetting. Are you kidding me? 17%? Oh my God, I'm so upset.
101,000 people said yes, this guy.
I can't anymore.
I mean, it's hard to not find solace in the fact that he lost with that number because it's just just too close for comfort, man. If he'd have beat the Democratic nominee with that, like, where do you go from there if you're a Democrat in Idaho?
Well, no, and you can't be idle about it. You can't be like, oh, well, it's only 17%, because, like, okay, when is it going to overturn something? You know, when is it going to get bad?
And especially because northern Idaho is very much a center for all of that. With I don't know if you're familiar with the American Redoubt movement.
No.
It's a white supremacist movement that was started, I believe, in the 80s or 90s, where they just decided if we all move to the Pacific Northwest, we can take over small communities and make it how we want it.
That's horrifying.
Northern Idaho has been a pretty good success for that.
Oh my God.
So a lot of his votes kind of came from there. But yeah, those were the midterms.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I want to be happier about some things. Like, yes, the Vermont Progressive Party is still the once and always champions of third party electoral politics that no one ever talks about. No one really cares unless you're in Vermont.
I'm gonna fill my mind with thoughts of Tyler and Isaac.
Oh my God.
And have some solace.
Isaac, please be a good. I want both of them to just be good guys. I don't think that's too much to ask after 2022.
I mean, we gotta cross our fingers because, like, every time it's like, oh, we can have something nice, and then it's Jimmy McMillan.
Yeah. God damn it, fuck.
I just liked A Woman Is Hard to Understand, and then it all went down from there.
Jam. I hate how much of a jam that song is. How can you strike lightning like that?
Yeah.
And then just fuck it up for the rest out. Oh, man. But yeah, any hopes, any thoughts after all that?
I want to say, as someone who grew up hearing over and over again how much my generation sucks and how much we're lazy and can't do anything, to hear about my man Isaac, I feel so proud. I feel so proud. I feel so validated. I am hoping to see more stories like that in the future. I am a pessimist, but I'm trying my best.
Look, I think you're 100% right on that. It's like he struck when the moment felt right. He didn't pressure himself to do too much. He went at his own pace and it worked.
Yeah.
And I think that's an okay thing to learn.
Well, and knew the community too that he was in, like knew about it, knew what would work, like was personable, and like we said before, like the community knows the community. Yeah. You know, and really just banking on that. I think that's great. I think it's beautiful.
Man, I don't know what kind of fucking tradition it is for boomers to call every generation after them lazy, and
it's so frustrating, especially like as I said too, like being a burnout, just knowing like how much work it took to get there. And you see these kind of campaigns, especially as younger people are getting into politics and stuff, just the absolute fervor that we have for things that matter. So I can't wait to see more of it.
Indeed. Well, we'll be talking more about things in the future. 2023 has some statewide elections that we'll look into. Plenty of third-party folks to look at. I gotta figure out what our big topic is going to be for the first half of the year. It's I'm debating between Ralph Nader and I don't know, maybe the 2000 election. A lot of weird shit happened with that. It kind of gets swept under the rug.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that also fits in with Ralph Nader, so it'd be yeah.
There you go.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Perfect.
But I hope you all had a great year, and I guess we'll see you next year here on Gadfly.
See ya!
Yeah. Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?